What up, New York Giant Nation? It's your boy, Mac, the Giants fan, coming at y'all with the episode 9 of the Real Deal NFC East Roundup. And it was once again, a tough week for the NFC East, but that's how it's been for pretty much most of the season. Other than the Dallas Cowboys, pretty much every NFC East team has had their struggles. The rest of this division has had their struggles all season. It's another tough week for this division. Only one winner. What's going on, Joe? Good to see you, bro. Appreciate you stopping in, man. But we're ready to get right on into it, man. In the first game, we're going to talk about how you doing Sunday. Thanks for stopping by. But get right into it with the first game on the slate was the Washington football team traveled to Green Bay, man. And the Green Bay, the Green Bay Packers is one of the, right now, looking like one of the front runners to come out of the NFC. But the Washington football team is still a team with a lot to prove, man. And Taylor Heineke came into this game, struggling for the last few weeks, reverting back, looking like a true backup quarterback. I'll give him one thing this week, man. He definitely came to play, man. I don't know how many other cats I can say that for on the Washington football team, but Taylor Heineke definitely came to play this week, man. As he led the way, man. 25 and 37 for 268 yards, a touchdown, interception, and he had a fumble. He also added 10 carries, 95 yards on the ground, which was most of their 195 yards collectively rushing as a team. But he actually did manage to find Terry McLaurin this week. Targeted about 11 or 12 guys. What's going on, Reek? How you doing, bro? Good to see you, man. He's targeted about 11 or 12 times. Caught 7 of those passes for 122 yards and 1 touchdown. Like I said that last week. Got to figure out ways to get this guy involved, man. His nickname is Scary Terry, man, for a reason, bro. He gets it done, man. He gets it in. But this defense is what I really want to talk about right now, man, because it just has not been getting it done all season, man. It is definitely the single most overrated unit in football this season, man, coming into this year, proving to be that week in and week out now, man. They just do not find ways to get it done at all. And I get they're playing against Aaron Rodgers-led Green Bay Packers, a juggernaut of an offense. But it doesn't matter. It doesn't matter who they've been playing against. It's good, Ash. Good to see you, bro. It doesn't matter who they've been playing against, man. This defense has been giving up big chunks of yards week in and week out. So I'm tired of anybody trying to even tell me and convince me this is a good defense or even an okay one, man. They've been stinking up. But I don't know what's going on with that Sunday. I'm not too sure. Let me check something right quick. Give me a second. But I'm not sure what's going on with that. These lost my track. But this defense has been highly overrated all season, man. Like some people are still trying to grist that this is a good defense, a legitimate. And I mean, even up front, man, I know they still got the names, they got the talent, but they're just not getting it done, man. Like right now, our young rookie has more sacks on the season than Chase Young does. And I get it. Chase Young gets a lot of attention, all of that. People are going to be doubling him and taking the trying to, take him out of games. But at the same time, this defense it expected so much more from this defense, man. And not even just the defense as a unit, the team as a whole. Because coming into this season, a lot of people thought Washington was going to definitely win this division. Thought they were the best team in this division. Clearly, the Cowboys are proving to be that. But a lot of people were thinking, in the mix, only team that was totally counted out of the division was the Eagles coming into the season. However, people were very high on Washington. People were very high on Dallas. Dallas has proven that they deserve the hype, but Washington is just absolutely atrocious, man. Absolutely atrocious. Yeah, I don't know what's going on with that. Why it looks so blurry? I'm tripping me out a little bit too. But yeah, I'm gonna just get ready to move on from them. They end up losing this game 24-10, and they dropping to 2-5. Man, this is just they're just not a very good football team. We're gonna move on to another not so good football team, which is pretty much how this whole division is. But we had the Philadelphia Eagles traveling to the Las Vegas Raiders. Final score was 33-22. This game was not even remotely that close. What's good, Philly Big? This game was not as close as that score indicates, man. Not even by a long shot. I'm getting ready to nickname them the Philadelphia Garbage Time team, man, because Jalen Hurts, man, like I've been calling this team scrappy and resilient, and I stand by that. They are that. But Jalen Hurts' stats get inflated every week in absolute garbage time, especially his passing numbers. This guy literally enters every fourth quarter with like bulimic passing numbers. And once they're pretty much out of games and teams are just playing, the loose little prevent defense, whatever, just, whatever, letting you do whatever you want, softening up their zones and coverage, then he just eats in the fourth quarters of every game and he inflates his passing numbers. I mean, I feel like he was probably barely over 100 yards passing entering the fourth quarter of this football game. And what's going on, Nate? Good to see you, bro. And his stats kind of inflated, man. Inflating the fourth quarter, man. Like his passing numbers, when you just see the final numbers, they look like, oh, this guy had a pretty good day. 18-34, 236 yards, 2 touchdowns. I mean, he put one other one on the ground, but he still makes plays, so we're not going to hold him too much on that one. And once again, he's led the team in rushing once again, 13 carries, 61 yards. I mean, Miles Sanders went down in this one. I don't think that really much matters because Jalen Hurts has still been leading in carries and yards every game anyway, basically, whether Miles Sanders is healthy or not. He did go down early in this one after already putting up some pretty decent numbers early in the game, unfortunately for the Eagles. But back to Jalen Hurts, man. Like the kid, he's like I said, he's better than what I always thought he was, what he was going to be at the same. But what that being put in mind, people are making it seem like this kid is potentially something special, and I'm still not even seeing anything remotely close to that. His arm talent is still less than impressive, and he's just eating in garbage time, man. Eating in garbage time. So it's like I'm kind of over it with him with these numbers. These numbers are like almost like a false. They give I think they give some Eagle fans like a false sense of security about how good this kid actually is. Like I said, better than what I thought, but I'm not sure if he's necessarily that guy you're gonna build a franchise around. Just sorry, just don't think he is. I'm not being a hater. I just really strongly feel that way. And then this defense is an absolute mess, man. This Eagle defense is a mess. I feel like teams can do what's going on, Slay. Good to see you. I feel like teams are starting to demonstrate that they can do whatever they want to this defense, man. Because that's part of why I do have a little respect for Jalen Hurts, because he's out there giving it everything he got, you know what I mean? And on the offense, from the offensive standpoint. But maybe it's to the point where he's trying to do where he tries to do a little too much, and the game's not completely. It's not like the game's not slowing down enough for him, man. Like he's a good playmaker. He just can't, but he can't. He needs the pieces around him to be correct. He needs to be right, and he needs to be set up. Like I tell you, I still always say that first game of the season for the Eagles, when they played the Atlanta Falcons, it was like the perfect game plan in place for Jalen Hurts, man. They need to stick to that kind of script, man, with this guy, man, because they're trying to branch out and do too much, and he just can't throw the damn ball. Exactly. That's flat out what it's like you just read my mind, Ash, on that one. He just flat out can't throw the damn ball, especially the deep ball. He struggles. If his receiver's not wide open down the field, he struggles throwing the deep ball big time. He is not one of those guys throwing it that can throw it into a tight window downfield, and teams are making him have to try attempt those kind of passes, and he's clearly failing at them, man. With that being said, man, he's like I said, he's a little better than I gave him credit for in the offseason, but I can't really give him much more props than that right now, man, because he's kind of, like I said, eating in garbage time right now. He goes in every fourth quarter with, like I said, very bulimic stats, and he just inflates his passing numbers in the fourth quarter of every single football game. And it's usually garbage. Like I said, this final score 30-22. This game was never that close. The Raiders blew the doors off the Eagles, man. In this game, it was never a close game. It was never a competitive game. Analysts were trying to make like the Eagles crawl back into the game and had a chance at them. No, they didn't. Because if the Raiders needed to, they would just step back on their throat again and just finish the game. Because that's the way the game was playing out the whole entire game. Jalen Hurts has a tendency of being timid when he throws the ball downfield. He misses too much reads, too many reads. He constantly running, and it's like he has trouble reading or scanning the field. I can agree with that. He said they have stuck to that game plan. It's just not working anymore, so they got to try something different. That might be true. I mean, I just felt like in the Atlanta game, maybe they were able to execute it flawlessly, and maybe that's what made it look so perfect in that game. Maybe you're right. Maybe it's execution things. For what it's worth, the Eagles, they don't have the most talent. You know what I mean? If you break down the 14th division, I feel like they do have the least amount of actual talent on their team. So that's what makes them so scrappy, resilient. That's why I've had a little respect for them this season. But they're gonna have to figure some things out this offseason, man, and really figure out if Jalen Hurts is gonna be the guy they want to move forward with, man. Every time you watch him hesitate, never seems confident to throw it with confidence. That's true. That's part of the problem with him, man. He doesn't seem confident when he's unleashed when he's throwing that ball, man. Especially downfield, man. He's gotten better. He's not so bad with the intermediate passes, the shorter passes, but them downfield throws, man, they are horrendous most of the time, man. Unless he has like Quez Watkins or Rager or somebody running wide open, man. Yeah, I don't know. I always hold my breath when I see him throw the ball downfield. But you think your defensive coordinator needs to be fired? Brother, I don't know, man. I think it's more of a lack of talent on that side of the football, more or less. Like I said, I expect you guys up front, man, but your back end is soft, man. It's weak. Guys need to definitely improve that. And your linebacker, I don't even know who those masked men are, Brucey, man. I mean, Singleton be out there making plays, hitting people, but other than that, your linebackers are really weak, I feel like. But I'm gonna get ready to move on to the next one, man. And we know what the next one is because the Dallas Cowboys had the week off. So we're gonna get right into the New York Giants hosting the Carolina Panthers. I ain't mad either, Ash. I ain't mad. I ain't mad they ain't take Michael Parsons either. I'm glad they didn't. And the big play, Slay, I do not want Derek Barnett by no means. I was at the draft that year, 2017, when they drafted Derek Barnett. That played out because it was up in Philly. I was like, yo, that place went crazy when they said his name, like hype as hell. Everybody like, oh yeah, we got Derek Barnett. This kid ain't did nothing. He ain't did nothing but stole money from the Eagles his whole career so far. But yeah. So here we go. The Giants hosting the Carolina Panthers, man. And I was skeptical in coming into this game. Man. Honestly, I picked this to take the L last week. I did because I felt like this New York Giant team I love, but we have still got so much to prove. So I picked this to take the L. I did not expect the performance I saw, man. And yet people still hating on my quarterback, man. That was about it, man. That's like the only play he's made, Ash. I agree, bro. That one strip sack, that's about it. That's all he had, man. Yeah, it's for real. I thought it was gonna be a close one. I had 24-20 Panthers. I thought we was gonna lose a heartbreaker, a close one. But what we got on Sunday, man, was all out effort, man. The defense gave us 4 quarters for the first time this season, man. Came out lighting the Panthers up from the door, right from the door, man. Daniel Jones, 23 of 33, 203 yards and a touchdown. People trying to question that, saying his numbers, those numbers aren't that good. A lot of people giving him, hyping him up like he did something special in this game. Because what he did was he went out there without Saquon Barkley, without Kenny Galladay, without Kadarius Toney, without Sterling Shepard, which is easily his 4 best weapons. Easily, you can say that. That's not even up for debate. Those are his absolute 4 top weapons on the offense. He went out there without any of them cats, and he put up those kind of numbers, and we did it in dominating fashion, man. 25-3. I didn't see that coming, man. I mean, I'm not saying like Carolina's some kind of great team, but let's face it, they've been playing better football than us this season thus far. Yeah, they hit a little skid since Christian McCaffrey got injured, but hey, they still been playing better than us. And the fact that we went out there and not only beat them in dominating fashion. 103 yards on the ground. Booker added a touchdown. Which was a nice little touchdown late in the game to pretty much kind of seal the game, put things away. It was a good day, man. Slayton, Ingram, Dante Pettis, those are the players that absolutely stepped up for this offense in place of the other playmakers that were all down. So you can't ask for more, man. Like, guys just absolutely rose to the occasion. And this defense, 6 sacks on the day. Look, it came in the clutch, man. It sealed the deal, man. Pretty much put the game away, put it out of reach. Oh, he went over the 50. Oh, okay, I feel you on that one. It was looking like he was going to definitely be, because Daniel Jones was the leading rusher in the game up to that point until he got that touchdown. So I guess he screwed that up for you on that one. Sorry, bro. Sorry about that. Yeah, we didn't necessarily need that touchdown, but it was still kind of just a good little, gave us that little extra peace of mind that this game was definitely over. But yeah, the defense was 6 sacks on the day, interception. A little problematic with a couple more interceptions that we could have had. At the same time, when you're playing that well, when you're actually overall playing so well, you don't mind those kind of things. You don't mind those little couple dropped interceptions. So big up to the defense. Azeez Ojulari, man. 2.5 sacks. Leo with 1.5. We had players like Quincy Roche stepping up, finally getting more opportunities and taking full advantage of them. Bednarik McKinney, linebacker, came in, made a couple of nice little plays, the one play, he just made a perfect, excellent form tackle, which is what I was talking about also about this New York Giants team fundamentally, how bad they have been fundamentally. He went out there and made this one play. I guess it was Hubbard, the running back. Yeah, he just stuffed him right at the hole, man. And it was just, what's going on, Pat? Good to see you, bro. Thanks for stopping by, man. But yeah, he made that one play, man. He stuffed him right in the hole, man. And I just can't. That was what I want to see. This is what I want to see from this defense, week in and week out, man. Get the fundamentals, man. Stay fundamentally sound and continue to make plays, just like that. Because I was so overwhelmed with the defensive performance in this game, man. Because I've been begging for it, screaming for it all season, man. Like, this is what I've been waiting for, this defense to step up. And this was the perfect time for it to happen. Yeah, this was just the perfect time for it to happen. And I'm glad it finally did happen. I'm glad they stepped up, made some plays, and got the job done. Because the offense was definitely was a little bit undermanned. But like I said, Daniel Jones once again proving that he probably is a bit of a I'm still not convinced he's a total franchise quarterback, totally a franchise guy, but he's definitely a guy you can win football games with. when you get the pieces around him, because he didn't even have the pieces around him, and he still found a way to get it done. Yes, the defense had a great game, but we still had to put points on the board offensively, and Daniel Jones was leading this offense to points on Sunday. People were still trying to find reasons to hate on this guy, find a reason to hate on the kid. That's crazy, man. Crazy to me. People just have this crazy narrative about Daniel Jones. The ones that have it instilled in their mind to just not like him, they're just going to keep finding reasons to make excuses up. This week, the reason is, oh, he's only playing against Carolina. And he was only playing against, well, Carolina's got a pretty good damn defense. And we damn sure had a pretty much JV offense out there other than him and Evan Ingram. I mean, those are pretty much the only two really, I guess Slayton came back. But that's another one. Yeah, I mean, I can't forget about that. Ash, you're right. Danny Beckham Jr. Let me tell you about that play. That pass was an absolutely horrible pass thrown to him. He reached up there with one arm, pulled that thing in, and got blasted, got drilled, and still just hung on to that football. You know what I mean? In a situation where probably most other quarterbacks running that kind of play, getting hit like that, that ball would have been flying all over the damn place. Incomplete. Not DJ, man. People question a lot of things about Daniel Jones. Don't you ever question this kid's toughness and this kid's will to want to make a play and want to win. Sometimes it's to his detriment, but sometimes it pays off. I know a lot of people had their issues with that play, saying, why'd you put your quarterback at that kind of risk? Sometimes you just got to do certain things, man. You got to make plays, man. And this team had to figure out ways to use the weapons that we had available. And that was one way to use it, man. Like that, it worked out. Daniel Jones came out okay, finished the rest of the game perfectly fine, no harm, no foul. and you're right. Tom Brady would not have hung on to that football. He wouldn't even risk reaching up and trying to catch the football. Yeah, I agree too. Yeah, I did agree with that. But he had to slow down because the pass was so bad. It was a pretty bad pass Pettis threw out there. I think it was Pettis that threw that. But yeah, once again, just can't say more great things about this defense. Can't say more great things about this team. It was an ultimate team win. It was a great day. You know what I mean? It was an ultimate team win, man. So let me go ahead and move on to next week's action, man. Got all 4 teams back on the slate next week. And this whole division is traveling this week. All 4 teams are on the road this week. We're going to start off with the Eagles and they all play at different times too. We're going to start with the Eagles traveling to the Detroit Lions. This game is going to be interesting because the Detroit Lions have been an interesting team all season. Even though they're 0-7, they're like one of the most intriguing 0-7 teams you ever could see, man. This team does not lose because of a lack of effort. This team loses because they're just not as good as the teams they're playing against. I honestly don't know if I feel that way this week with them playing against the Eagles. This is, if I'm not mistaken, going to be probably at this point to date the softest opponent on their schedule so far against the Philadelphia Eagles. So I'm thinking Lions might actually go in there. The Eagles might go in there and take a L to Detroit, man. I'm just thinking like that. That's what I'm seeing. I'm just seeing because when I see Detroit play, when I see the Eagles play, I see Detroit put full games together. They'll play you for all 4 quarters. They'll play you tough as nails, man. They got a coach, man, that's instilled that into this football team. I think they are guilty of being a very bad franchise overall, but I think Detroit might knock them off, man. You don't agree, Ash? You ain't feeling that one, man? I think they might, man. I know the Eagles have been scrappy all season. They've been resilient. But I think Detroit might, because I think Detroit is so hungry for a win, and this is the kind of game that they can mess around and win. I mean, they've been losing some close ones. They lost some close heartbreakers to good football teams. And maybe from one standpoint, you can look at it and say Detroit's one of them teams that's going to continue to find a way to lose. But I don't know, man. They're hungry for a win. This Eagle team to me just ain't that good. And I think Detroit might actually be able to find a way to pull this one out. You hope they get a W because DC might not make it as a head coach. He might break down if they go winless. He is an emotional guy, man. He is definitely an emotional dude, man. But I don't know. I think they will find a way to to pull this one out, man. I just got this feeling, man. I like because the Eagles just let's face it, the Eagles are their weakest opponent so far to date. I mean, they went toe to toe with San Fran week one. They've gone toe to. I can't remember who else they all play right now. Honestly, to remember, but they've. I feel like they only got blown out once out of their 7 losses. Only one of them has been like a dominant win, a dominant like someone overwhelmed them completely. The rest of their games have all been like they've been right on the cusp of winning football games, man, and they just lose it in the end. And I feel like they might actually be able to close this one out. I think they might be able to figure out to close this one out. So I'm gonna go ahead and think. I'm gonna say that I think the Eagles is going. They're gonna lose this one, man. I think it's gonna be one of. It's gonna be fairly low scoring. Say 20-17 Detroit, man, at home. I'm gonna say 20-17 Detroit at home, man. I think they finally figure out a way get their first W against the Eagles, which will help us out tremendously. And hopefully help us start, taking over and getting at least getting ourselves in the position to start trying to catch up to the Cowboys. But yeah, I'm seeing the Eagles here. I'm 2017 Detroit. I just from what I've been, especially what I've been seeing from the Eagles and their defense, I think I'm not being a hater. I'm just keeping it all the way 100, man. Like I said, that's just how I feel about it. I feel like the Eagles might actually drop this one. So I'm ready to move on to the next one, man. Got Washington traveling out to Denver, playing in the thin air and mile high. I could definitely agree with that. If if the Eagles lose, man, that city is gonna go crazy, man. I know. I already know how they be up there, man. I can hear people want to see people on the news crying and blues right now, wanting to fire everybody, wanting to get rid of everybody. That's how they do, man. Eagles is them fans ain't no joke, man. Be ready to tear the stadium up. Washington at the Broncos. You like Washington in this game? Big Pat, I'm not. This is a tricky one too for me because Washington's defense has been so underwhelming, but yet offensively they do have tendencies to have explosions offensively, and I think this is going to be a matter of Denver being able to keep up with. Sounds weird, but being able to keep up with them offensively. So it's like if Denver has been iffy. That's what I'm saying. Like it's going to be a matter of that. Like if they can keep up with them defensively, keep up with them offensively and score points for Washington, because Washington hasn't. They've been able to score points. Other than this week wasn't so much, but they had some issues, turnovers and stuff. But they've been able to score points. Washington's offense. Their defense also hasn't been able to stop anybody. Up there, Denver's kind of tough place to play because your conditioning is definitely a much more important up there in that thin air with the breathing and everything. I don't know. I can see if Denver can get their run game going. I can see them possibly wearing down this Washington defense, which has been like I said, very underwhelming all year long. So I'm thinking that the Broncos actually do probably pull this one off at home as well. Another close one, because I think these two teams are pretty evenly matched overall. as far as on paper anyway. But I like the Broncos in this one, man. We'll say score is gonna be up there a little bit. I say 30-24, man. I say they win by a touchdown, win by a score, man. At home, I just like what the Broncos bring defensively, and their offense is up and down, but they have a running game that can be absolutely, if they use it the right way, can be absolutely legit. They got two pretty decent backs, Melvin Gordon and forgetting the rookie's name right now offhand, but that kid's been he's starting to come and get into a groove. And I just think as long as they use that, if they get that ground and pound going on Washington, keep that offense off the field, which like I said, sounds totally weird to say. Just got to keep their offense off the field. I think Denver got a shot at home to knock Washington off, man. So I'm just go ahead right now, and I'm almost saying this score as more as a Javonte Williams. Thank you, bro. Ash. I don't know why I forgot his name. I got him on like 2 of my fantasy teams, but suddenly say you need Washington and the Eagles to both lose to higher chance of the wild card. So I'm gonna say Broncos need to win. I mean, yeah, definitely. Both of those teams losing definitely helps our cause. I mean, we got to take care of our own business as well. But both of those teams losing definitely helps our cause. So I'm not picking them to lose because I want them to lose. I'm picking them because I just really think they are going to drop this game by a score. Man, Washington's another one of those teams like they're kind of like us in the sense we just find ways to lose football games even when they can win. Or should win. So I'm going to move on to the next one right now. Move it along. We want to hit the Cowboys. Traveling to Minnesota. None of these teams in the division have played the Minnesota Vikings this year. Have played the Minnesota Vikings this year, and well, none of us will either. But so it's the first time we get a look at them as far as against any of our division matchup. This game has potential game of the week written all over it, man. Because these are two teams that are going to put up points, and I don't see either one of them stopping the other as far as defensively so much. Like the Cowboys, people keep trying to talk about their defense is this, that. It's their defense isn't really so much good as it is opportunistic. I keep trying to tell people this. Their defense is opportunistic. They do cash in on turnover opportunities. I mean, Trayvon Diggs speaks for himself. You know what I mean? Even with the week off, he still leads the league in interceptions, obviously, and he probably will do that. He probably already has that in the bag anyway, because it may not even be another person that even gets 7 interceptions on the season, let alone the fact that he's got so many more games to play to get more. So, but that's what it is. Their defense, they do cash in on turnover opportunities, but you can move the football on them. I feel like every team they played against hasn't had much of a problem moving the football on them. Hasn't been an issue at all, really, with their opponents. It's just the fact that once a quarterback or whoever makes a mistake, the Cowboys cash in. Diggs get those interceptions. You know what I mean? Or anybody else, whoever else. And they're just making plays they're making plays on the defense side of football more so than they're actually a good defense. Like I said, you can definitely move the ball between 20s on this football team, up and down the field. That hasn't been much of an issue. Minnesota Vikings, man, their offense is Dalvin Cook, man. I think he's going to fucking eat in this game, like straight up. I think he's going to eat. I'm sorry. Zeke does his little all that. I think Dalvin Cook going to be the one eating in this game, straight up. I don't see them having any kind of answer to stop him, to slow him down, man. And then Jefferson on the outside, Thielen still makes plays. And people can say what they want about Kirk Cousins, man. He gets it done. People have a lot of weird stuff about Kirk Cousins. He flat out gets it done. He's a good quarterback, man. I don't know why people just don't seem to want to see that and realize that about this kid. I'm not sure where that comes from. I mean, where the negativity about Kirk Cousins comes from. He's a solid guy. He gets it done. He uses his weapons. I'm not saying he's not a guy like you can put a team on his shoulders by himself. But with the weapons he has, he knows how to use the weapons he has, man. He's been doing that all season long without his top tight end, man, out there. So who really came along last season and thought was going to have a really big year this year. So he's been doing that all season without him. Dalvin Cook's missed a game already. I mean, these guys, he still figures out ways to get it done. Kirk Cousins does. So I think going into this one, man, the Cowboys are going to I hate saying the Cowboys are going to figure out a way to get this one done, though, man. For what it's worth, they're just. I mean, Dak right now, like I said, people been talking about Dak as comeback player of the year. Honestly, that's definitely. I feel like that's already. He's probably pretty much got that in the bag, just about already. But he's also playing at an MVP level right now, man. It's just facts. That's just what it is. Dak is legitimately right now in the MVP conversation, straight up. I know it's only about the halfway point. It's not even quite the halfway point of the season. But Dak's in that, and he's playing at the MVP level. Whether people want to admit it or not, it's not easy for me to sit up here and say things like that about the Cowboys because I hate the Cowboys so much. But they're playing really good football, man. And right now, looking like a legitimate contender coming out of the NFC. Not just the NFC East, obviously. They're looking like they're going to win this division. But they're looking like a legitimate contender coming out of the NFC. And I think they're going to still find a way to pull this one out on the road in Minnesota. And I'll say it's going to be a high-scoring affair. I'm going to say 37-30. They feel they go in there and win by a score in Minnesota, man. And now it is time to move to Monday night, where we are going to one of the hardest venues to play on the road at, man. The New York Football Giants traveling to the Arrowhead Stadium, the seat of Kansas City Chiefs. Chiefs coming off of one of their more embarrassing losses in the Patrick Mahomes era. Matter of fact, probably the most embarrassing loss in the Patrick Mahomes era. They got absolutely trashed a week ago. And Patrick Mahomes has been struggling all season as far as keeping the ball safe. He's been an absolute turnover machine. And I guess people kind of overlook it a little bit because he still also has the impressive numbers statistically, offensively. Like he's still throwing touchdown passes. Like even though he's turning the ball over, he's still very productive. That it's going to be tough because Ash, I agree with you on that one. I don't know. I'm not sure. Like we got some question marks about who's actually going to be playing, who's not right now. It's looking like I would say I would lean towards Shep probably being able to play. Like Joe just said in his pressure, Shep was already the closest one to being able to. He was a game time decision on Sunday, so he was already closer to being able to play than the rest of those guys were anyway. Hoping we can get at least a couple of them back because against this Chiefs team, I don't think we can go in there like what we had last week. We're going to need a little bit more against them, I believe. Because one thing for certain and two things for sure, the Chiefs are going to score points. They're going to score points. And the defense, as good as it played a week ago, I need to see more than one game. I need to see more than one game to know if this defense is truly the real deal. It takes more. I need more effort. I need to see more than one performance like that. The Chiefs' defense is absolutely horrendous. So we should be able to move the ball on them. I would like to think we can be able to move the ball on them. But at the same time, they will be playing at home and they will be playing with a lot to prove because this Chiefs team is behind the 8-ball in that AFC West division now. I mean, you got the Chargers, they got the Raiders that are both ahead of them right now. And and the Denver Broncos are right there with them. So it's like I don't understand why I think we'll be able to move the football on them, but at the same time, I got like Ash said up in the comment earlier. I'm not sure who's even going to be available. I agree. If Kadarius Toney can play, I think he would feast on this secondary, man. He would feast. Honestly, I believe if Galladay was healthy, he'd be able to get it done out there, man. Against the secondary, that Chiefs secondary is bad. Their defense as a whole is bad, though. They don't create much. They just don't get the job done. I mean, teams you can run on them, you can pass on them. Patrick Mahomes is having to absolutely play hero ball and that's been probably part of why he's been making so many more mistakes this offseason. Also, this season, his offensive line in front of him has been horrible. So I think I don't know. I really believe the New York Giants do got a chance in this game. I'm not necessarily willing to say on Monday night in Kansas City is ideal that we're gonna go in there and get a W, even if we're at full strength, which I know we won't be. But we might be a little. I say we might have a few of our pieces back from a week ago. I'm not sure. Like I said, I don't know exactly who or what. You know what I mean? But yeah, Sunday, I'm feeling you. You definitely need more than one win, and back-to-back wins as well. And against the Chiefs, still don't see them losing this much. Yeah, like I agree. Like the Chiefs, they got absolutely embarrassed on Sunday, so they're gonna be coming out looking to rebound and take their frustrations out on us. Who, let's face it, overall, other than last week, we've been a pretty bad football team all season. So teams like the Chiefs look to feast on teams like us when they get a squad on their schedule. Now we only play the Chiefs once every 4 years. And the last time we played the Chiefs team, which was actually Patrick Mahomes' rookie season back in 2017, Mahomes was not playing in that game. This is before he didn't really take the job over to a second season anyway. But he wasn't playing. Alex Smith was the quarterback still for the Chiefs then. And the Giants, we had a 3-13 season because that's how we were able to draft Saquon Barkley, number 2 overall pick. But one of our 3 wins that season was against a pretty good Chiefs team. They were pretty good that season. They were definitely a playoff team again. They were a good squad. I believe when we played them, they were like, I feel like they might have only had one loss at the time we played them. It was like 10th game of the season. They were like 9-1 or something like that. And we played them, and we knocked them off. I know that was 4 years ago, but at the same time, man, that's why they play the game. There's always a chance, man, and I think we do got a puncher's chance on Monday night, because if there's ever a chance to get the Chiefs, it's while they're playing their absolute worst football, man, and that's what they're doing. That's what they've been doing for the last few weeks. With that being said, as of right now, I'm gonna just go into this and act and pretend like we're not gonna have any of those guys. Maybe I'm gonna lean towards having Shep. But I'm going to go and act like we're not going to have Barkley, Galladay, or Tony. Once again, we obviously know we're not going to have Andrew Thomas. So I think the Chiefs are going to still find a way to get us. I'm definitely not picking no blowout. I think this game is going to be close regardless. And I think the Chiefs are going to end up going to get us, say, 27-24, man. I think we might lose a heartbreaker on Monday Night Football, man. But the Giants win this game, we have a chance this season. Maybe, but I kind of agree with that, maybe. But the Cowboys have kind of already distanced themselves. You know what I mean? A little bit from the pack, man. I mean, let's face it, we're already down. We gotta figure we're like 3 games behind the Cowboys already, and the Cowboys ain't really showing no signs of slowing down, man. So we have to keep winning, and they would have to start losing some games. And honestly, I'm not going to lie. I don't see them losing too many like that. I mean, we do have another game against them, maybe. The one thing we do have going for us is we do have the Eagles twice still. We got Washington again, and we got the Cowboys again. So those are – I feel like we could actually win any of those games and pretty much sweep that's why division games. That's actually possible. And we got like Chicago, Miami's on the schedule. Those are also very winnable football games. So you know what? You're right. We win this game against the Chiefs, man. We could be possibly on our way to salvaging this season. I do agree with you, actually. You're right. And Sunday, you said winning this game can prove to us and the fans and media, etc., we are a contending team still for this season and seasons to come. I agree with that. I think we win this game, we'll have some. They got to put some respect on this. Because I think the only thing they can, what they gonna come out and say? The Chiefs aren't playing that good right now. They probably will say that. They'll probably say all that kind of craziness, excuses like that. People like to do that when they're talking about the New York Giants. It's always got to be excuses to why we ever succeed in anything. Like last week against the Panthers, it was the Carolina. They're not a good team. Well, when Carolina was 3-0, everybody was all hype on the hype train. You know what I mean? Let's face it, they lost their best player on offense, and things have fallen off for them. You know what I mean? But they got to still have a very legitimate defense. So people try to discredit that W last week, just as simple as that, saying it was just against Carolina. Well, if we go out there and do knock the Chiefs off, you can't say that. I don't care how poorly the Chiefs are playing this season. They are still the Kansas City Chiefs. They still got Patrick Mahomes, Tyreek Hill, Travis Kelce. I don't want to hear it. If we knock them off, that's a legitimate W. Then you can't make no excuses up, especially it's in Kansas City. And if we win this game, the media is going to say it's a Chiefs loss and not a Giants win. That's probably exactly what they'll say. They'll probably say that too, Bobby. You're right, man. That's the way they talk about us when the Giants do anything positive. It's always because of what somebody else did. You know what I mean? Like even back the last season, how we beat the Cowboys in that last game of the season. Everybody like, oh, it was the Cowboys team. No Dak, no this, no that. You know, I don't want to hear that, man. Everybody has to deal with the injuries. Everybody has to deal with adversity. It's everybody, you know. It's so right now, Chiefs ain't playing so great. So be it. They're still a very good football team. They're still regarded as they're still regarded as a very good football team. So don't let the Giants knock them off, and then all of a sudden they're not. You know what I mean? So I just don't want to hear those excuses if we find a way to win this football game. With that being said, right now I'm still thinking we're going to lose a heartbreaker 27-24 on Monday night in Kansas City because I got to still see it to believe it. Like I said, we won impressively on Sunday against the Carolina Panthers, but that was our most impressive performance in a couple of years in any game. So I just feel like I got to see more of that effort. I mean, we also, for what's it worth, lost another team captain, Jabril Peppers. That's our third team captain to go down for the season. It's starting to get painful. I mean, we are the walking wounded right now, man. So I don't even know who we gonna have returning to football on Sunday because no Jabril Peppers, CJ Boyd got hurt a couple weeks ago. No, Kadarius Toney's not likely to be out there. It's looking like. So I don't know. That's going to be interesting too in the return game on Monday for us, man. Be looking out for that. It's like I want to agree with that, Joseph, but at the same time, after hearing you hear Joe Judge's press conference. Joe Judge seems to want to make sure he wants to seem like he wants to keep him. I mean, I guess he's not going to get out there and speak too openly about things like that, but about a guy's future with this team. But at the same time, I know the team is high on him, and I know the organization loves him. So we'll see what happens with him this offseason. But I agree, not likely he'll be back on the New York Giants, man. It's unfortunate for the kid, man. Grew up in the area, and it's tough. Well, CJ Boyd is out, ain't he? I believe CJ Boyd is out. Maybe it will be Pettis, you're right. But I believe CJ Boyd is didn't he break his arm or something? A couple weeks ago, I feel like. On that on one of them plays. But yeah, unfortunately, New York Giant Nation, I got the Chiefs winning this one 27-24. Hopefully my New York Giants can prove me wrong and we can get this done, man. So I do got to get ready to wrap this up, man. Everybody, I thank you for showing up. Ash, Joseph Balby, Sunday, it's always a pleasure. You always show so much love. Always up in there, up in the chat, dropping everybody's links, showing love to everybody. Appreciate everybody that came through, peeped me out this week, man. And I will be back on Monday with the True Blue preview, followed with the True Blue aftermath. Monday night, baby. And I'll check y'all out, man. Thank you. If you was feeling this, please take time to subscribe and smack them likes. Feel free to drop a comment. Let me know what you think. Don't forget to ring that bell so you know when I'm dropping new content. It's your boy, Mac the Giants fan. You can find me on Twitter, YouTube, and Facebook at Mac the Giants fan. That's MACDGIANTS
NBA Giants fan.